Hey, if you're thinking about buying a home soon, listen up to this. This week, mortgage rates dropped to a 4-week low. According to Freddie Mac, the standard 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is an average 6.3%. The 15-year fixed-rate mortgage, 5.7%. There's the graphic showing all the percentages here. Right now, we're joined live by Northwestern Mutual financial advisor Brian Davis to explain what's prompting these dates to dip. Nice to see those going down a little bit if you're in the market here, Brian. Talk about that. What's behind this?
Yeah, so we've seen a slow dip in mortgage rates over the last month or so. Some of that has to do with the easing of inflation pressure, and also a reduction in the 10-year Treasury.
So how low are they when you're talking the course of the past 5 years? Because I mean, I remember there were some 2 and 3%.
Yeah,
Are those days over?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think those days are over. And historically, if you look at rates today compared to the history of this country, we're actually pretty low.
Okay.
Some people have to take a little bit longer view of.
Sure, I remember the stories from my folks saying the 17% back in the 80s. I mean, there were
my parents,
there were some high times back then. So is now a good time for people to get their ducks in a row and get a mortgage application kind of ready if they're in the housing market?
Yeah, I think it's more than that.
Okay.
Obviously want to meet with a financial professional and really run the numbers and stress test everything. Sometimes it's not just as important as the price of the house and the interest rate. It's what's the monthly payment going to be?
Absolutely.
And how does that affect our cash flow and our budgeting? And does it fit in line?
Yeah, I know there's some people out there that have looked at what they're paying in rent now and then their home that would work for them or their family. And the difference in between their rent and the mortgage is sometimes double. So you have to think about that, right? How that impacts the monthly budget.
Yeah, and then there's other factors. There's utility costs, which might be different than when you're renting. Sometimes those utility costs are included in the rent.
Sure.
Then some people don't realize that, we've got this home or condo or townhouse and we've got to maintain it.
Yeah.
Right, and so every once in a while we got to change things out, things break, so we have to have an emergency fund set aside for life's unexpected curveballs.
You're talking about the catch-22 a little bit. As the rates drop, it allows more people to be able to maybe afford more, but then that's more people that are maybe going after the same property, right? So what's kind of the catch there?
Yeah, I mean, that's something to think about. As rates start to drop right now, we're seeing buyers that have been kind of sitting on the sidelines entering the marketplace. Now, we're also seeing a little bit of an uptick in supply from where we were, which is a good thing.
Right.
And
the spring housing market, technically.
It's still a very competitive buying market. It's not a buyer's market. It's not a seller's market. We're seeing more of a balanced market these days.
Got it.
So preparation is key. Right, you mentioned being pre-approved, right? Making sure your credit score has been checked. Did you pay off high interest, loans off?
Yeah.
And just being ready for the right opportunity. And think of it more in the macro and the long term. Sometimes it's not about the next year or two. It's about the long term. Potential of the home that you're going to be moving into.
Sometimes you have to have that conversation. Maybe you have that now because you don't want to go to an open house, fall in love, and then it's actually something that just stretches things too much, right?
Correct. Yeah. So you want to have all your ducks in a row. You want to have your budgeting done. You want to have your pre-approval done so that you're very confident going in when you are making an offer that it's the right price that fits within your budget.
It works for you and your family. Brian, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. If people want to learn more, is there a website we can check out?
Yeah. So brian.davis@nm.com is the best way to find my website, and happy to help anybody looking to budget and finance for their home purchase.
Thanks, Brian.